No one will even
They're
notice.
not white pants.
The cream.
They're cream.
They're cream.
Creme.
Hopefully I don't cream.
Hello, everyone, and welcome
Wait,
to
you
the
got to start
podcast.
clean. No, seriously, you have to start clean.
No, yeah, we'll put that.
It was
I'll just-
clean.
The part before
depends
it
what
won't
we're
be
both
clean if he
laughing.
creams in his jeans. Episode 66. My name is Joshua Vasquez.
You can't start like that. No.
To my right, Tommy Costa. Welcome to the show.
This episode sucks, and I'm quitting immediately. Following the
It's only
conclusion,
37 seconds long, so...
I would have clicked out.
Would you?
Yeah.
Would you be interested? Like, ooh, what were they talking about?
No.
Find out at the end of the episode. Tommy, where are we at?
You know where we're at. Joey knows.
All right, and also welcome.
I
Joey
do
Vasquez.
actually know where we are. We're in the game Clue.
The game Clue, like
In
the
the
movie or
game
the
Clue.
game?
What did I just say?
I mean, it's just the game, I guess.
Yeah, it said the game
Wait, so
Clue.
it's just
Like the board. Yeah, we're in Clue.
I hate
Tommy's
you.
in the library. And...
No, don't make it that specific.
Somehow Tommy in the middle of the screen is in the library.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, do you even know the layout of a Clue board game?
I hate that I do.
No, I don't. Cannot say that I do.
Yeah, let's go. Action.
Guys, we got some news for you. Thank you for watching. Please leave us a like on this video. Subscribe if you like it. It really helps us out. And we also do a Pokemon podcast called Critical Chit Chat, where we talk about Pokemon news. We're going to talk a little bit about Pokemon today, but most of that news, just a little bit.
I don't think so.
Most of that news will be on next Tuesday, Critical Chit Chat.
Critical shit.
Also, follow us on Twitter at Fangeared. You get some news updates and stuff like that. Without further ado, let's start today with the Nintendo Direct from yesterday, which was chock full of really sweet and juicy 3DS news.
Oh, wow. What are we talking about? A steak or a Nintendo Direct?
I thought he was talking about a pear. Sweet. What kind of steaks do you eat that are sweet and juicy?
You guys don't put like sugar and honey on your
Nope.
steak?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, you're both wrong. I was talking about a green apple.
Oh. Wait, did we say it was green?
That's what I was talking
Why did you
about.
say
Sweet
a
and
pear
juicy.
and green? You know, never mind.
Sweet
Pears
and
aren't
juicy.
green.
Pears are green.
Pears are
Those are
definitely
yellow.
No, pears are more often green than yellow.
Leave a comment. What color are pears?
Wait, hold on. Let's talk more about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get on a long tangent on this news-filled week.
Oh yeah. Josh, get
Legend
us
of Zelda.
into it.
Legend of Zelda.
Heard of it?
We are in its 35th
30th anniversary.
That seems
30th?
too
30th.
long. Shut it down.
30th.
Yeah, that's too many years. We got 4 new amiibos
Oh, I think.
that are chronicling some of The Legend of Zelda's greatest games.
Can I guess?
Oh yeah, actually that'd be fun. Joey hasn't watched it, so
Yeah. I'm gonna say the mask. The
Ooh, that's a good guess, but Majora's Mask does not get an amiibo here.
yeah, no, they don't.
Majora's Mask.
They like to pretend Majora's Mask didn't happen, despite it being one of the best games of all time.
Okay. I'm gonna say
You're really close, though.
Master Sword.
Just a Master Sword.
Yeah.
Okay, wrong again. You have 2 more guesses.
What, just the Master Sword?
How about we've had Zelda. Toon Zelda.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got
Oh.
it. Toon Zelda.
Okay.
Toon Zelda is one.
Okay, well then there's got to be Gorgon. Is that
Gorgon. All right, that's your 4th guess, and wrong. That is not
Isn't
a
that
thing.
from Stranger Things?
Okay, so along with Toon
Demo
Zelda,
Gorgon.
we're getting a redesigned Toon Link
And those are
from the
coming
Wind
out.
Waker.
Those are a 2-pack.
It's a 2-pack. We're also getting Ocarina of Time Adult Link
Ocarina?
with the Ocarina.
Playing that little flute thingy.
I've always said Ocarina.
Whatever it's called.
And then finally, I can't decide if I like this one the best or not, but it is in the style of the 8-bit Mario, the 8-bit Link from
The original Link.
the original
That's smart.
Legend of Zelda.
That one is smart.
Yeah, that one's really
It's
cool.
really cool. I like all 4 of them.
They all look great.
Toon Zelda is technically technically my favorite character in the Legend of Zelda series because Tetra's my favorite character. Spoiler alert.
Spoilers! What the hell?
Oh, that okay. Now I'm remembering because that's what I wanted to say. But
From Wind Waker, yeah. So Tetra's my favorite character in the Legend of Zelda. So technically, Toon Zelda is my favorite character as well. So that's pretty exciting for me.
Well, I can never play that game.
It's here if you want to play it.
No.
I have the HD version.
I don't care.
And then they also announced that they will be releasing Skyward Sword digitally on Wii U today, as in yesterday. But you can get it today still.
Wow,
it's still out.
Was it not already? Why was that not already available?
Digitally on Wii U. That was a Wii game.
Skyward Sword?
Yeah.
Huh.
We've had this conversation before.
I thought it was a Wii game.
I knew you used to think that, and then I corrected you. And
wasn't Twilight Princess the Wii game?
That was the launch game, but it was originally a GameCube game.
This is all too complicated.
Okay. Moving on.
Too many damn games. That's what
too many damn amiibos. I'm gonna say it.
Well,
yeah, but these are cool ones.
Yeah, but with the Breath of the Wild ones look
which
better.
are also really cool.
Right, Joey?
The amiibos are getting cooler as they're getting less popular.
Yeah.
Well, they have to get cooler, otherwise they'll just die off.
Yeah, good call. All right, moving on from that, 2 Wii U games are being ported to the 3DS.
What?
Starting with Yoshi's Woolly World, along with a new amiibo for what's his name?
I don't know, the dog thingy with the big tongue.
Roofy? Not Roofy.
You're sure it's not Roofy?
It's a yarn one.
Yeah, it's another yarn one.
It's adorable.
And it's the little dog. It's super cute.
Oh, he's made out of the yarn.
Like the yarn Yoshis.
How the Yoshis are, yeah.
Yeah, so they're re-releasing Yoshi's Woolly World on 3DS along with this new amiibo as a pack-in bundle. Should be pretty cool. If you're a completionist of the amiibos, you're going to want to get that.
Now, what if you're a creationist?
Ooh, then you're probably not going to want to get that because none of this exists really. This all always was.
But Yoshi's a dinosaur,
right?
And the dinosaurs
Yoshi doesn't exist.
The people. So
yeah, just regular humans as we exist today.
Yeah. Okay.
With all the technologies that we have currently.
iPods, iPads.
Anyway,
Pods and pads.
Super Mario Maker also coming to 3DS.
Whoa, Super Mario Maker? Yeah. Isn't that like the biggest Wii U game?
It is one of the biggest Wii U games.
I'd say it's the biggest.
I wouldn't say that.
I would.
Do we have the numbers?
We don't have them.
What got nominated for Game of the Year? Was that Splatoon or Super Mario Maker?
Oh, that was Super Mario 3D World.
No, that was Super Mario Maker.
Super Mario 3D World was nominated for Game of the Year
2 years ago, but last year was Super Mario Maker.
Okay, so doesn't make it mean it's the biggest game.
Biggest game on the Wii U is Mario Maker.
Maybe it's considered one of the best, but I don't think it's the biggest. I think Smash Bros is bigger.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
And Mario Kart 8.
I mean, is it?
Yeah, Mario Kart 8 is one of the best-selling games on the system. Mario Kart is consistently one of the best-selling games of all time.
Look, that's neither here nor there.
I'd say it's exactly here and there.
Guys, if Tommy did any editing on these videos, then it would have zoomed into my face, and like you guys would have like slowly been like drowned out. You know, you do that with the sound.
Yeah.
And, like, so I couldn't hear you guys. It just sort of slowly.
You mean like they did in the latest PMI?
Probably. I've seen it in a lot of videos, but yeah.
Yeah, that's a popular thing. If only Tommy wasn't so lazy.
Or if you guys just
remember that graphic
drone
from last
on
week?
about something.
If only I didn't have to turn and burn an hour-long video in 12 hours.
That's done all the time.
Yeah. And yeah.
If only I was getting paid.
Let's not get into it. Yeah. That's what I was just about to mention.
Anyway, so this is technically a light version of Mario Maker. Yeah. There are some of the things won't be included in the 3DS version. You'll have access to a lot of the levels that were created, but some things that are used in some fan-created levels aren't accessible through the 3DS version. So there's that, but still will probably be pretty cool. And if you haven't picked it up, it might be a good option.
Do you think in 30 years Wii U's will be really valuable because like no one has them? You know what I mean? Like they're so rare.
I don't think so.
What if like a new inbox one? Like if you had a new inbox Super Nintendo right now, It's valuable.
You could probably find somebody to buy that, but you have to consider that 30 years is going to be a post-Trump presidency, so who knows what'll be left of the world by then.
Oh,
true.
probably nothing.
Yeah.
30 years. That's like post Trump.
Well, are we putting a post like what every time there's a new president?
Yeah.
Well, then there's probably going to be more than that.
I mean, could we? Is it safe to assume that there will be a post-Trump presidency, or will he just reign supreme forever at that point?
Oh, interesting. I didn't think about that. Or will the world just end?
During.
Or just like right when he gets inaugurated.
This is getting political.
This isn't political. We're predicting the future right now.
All right. So here's what's happening. Nintendo is taking a shit on Wii U's.
Taking a shit on Wii U.
Well, they're porting all.
How did we get to that?
They're porting some big Wii U games to
That's
the
what we're talking
3DS.
about.
I'm assuming that they're not porting Splatoon because they're probably going to port it to NX.
Hopefully.
That seems likely.
I still need to know more about this NX.
We all do.
I need to feel it. I need to just spend a weekend with it.
Where would you
Really get to know it.
You want to feel it and then spend the weekend in Cabo,
Oh,
like
yeah.
as a test drive?
Well, yeah, what if I like touch it and it's all rough? I don't want to spend a weekend
Oh,
with that.
rough.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. You're really objectifying the NX right now.
Well,
in
sorry.
a way I don't appreciate.
You gotta make sure, you know.
We don't even know what it looks like.
Yeah, we do.
We don't even know what it could be.
All right, what else did Nintendo tell us? What did they did tell us instead of what they
what
didn't tell us?
What did they did tell us?
What did they did tell us?
Instead
Tommy?
of what they didn't tell us.
How about you let me know?
Computer's broken.
Not fixing it.
He's got one of them AI computers.
Yeah, it's learning as it
Yeah,
goes.
it'll fix itself.
That's safe.
Yeah. So we got some new announcements for some new games coming in 2017. I believe those were part of them, but we also got Pikmin,
Oh, Pikmin 3DS.
an unannounced or an as of yet untitled Pikmin 2D side scroller that uses a lot of the mechanics of how the Pikmin work, but it's a side-scrolling adventure.
Very interesting.
Should be interesting. I was just looking up the other day if there was any Pikmin 2 games on eBay.
Pikmin, oh, really?
There are not.
Really? That's very surprising. Check Amazon.
Dude, Pikmin 2 is like no one played Pikmin 2.
No, didn't we have?
It's like a
Pikmin
rare
2?
game.
No.
I feel like we had a Pikmin game,
But
that I
I've
never
had
played.
Pikmin 3 for like 2 years, and I haven't played it yet. If you want to jump in on that,
I
Sam.
do have I have Pikmin 3.
Oh.
I played it a lot. I love Pikmin 3.
Oh, I haven't even started it yet. I got it for free when I got Wind Waker.
Oh, wow. It's a really good game.
I want to play it, but I want to play it with someone because it's co-op.
Oh, yeah, I'll play it with you.
Wow.
Joey, it's 3-player.
Nah, I'm not
co-op.
interested.
Okay.
Yeah, but you have to be the girl.
Oh, wait, is she yellow?
No.
She's pink.
Then I will not play.
I think she's got a pink hue. You know she's a girl,
Got a
so...
pink hue.
So Pink, obviously weaker, can't
Right.
run as fast.
Yeah.
Wait, why are you,
Mix of red and white.
why are you saying pink is a weaker color?
What?
Oh, I see what you're pink, comma, weaker, comma, can't run as fast.
What? I'm confused. Moving right along.
Guys, let us know what you thought of this Nintendo Direct. It was pretty cool, I gotta say. Like we said, there was some Pokemon news announced, but we will be getting into that on Tuesday on our
Yeah.
Pokemon show, Critical Chit Chat.
And it's a funny one.
I thought you said that we were going to get into it a little bit here.
That was it.
You're just going to say it and mention it again that you're going to do it somewhere else.
I'll tell you
Because
what
you
it
know
is.
how clickbait works, Joey.
I'll
Yeah, you're right.
I'll give him a teaser. After 20 years of sleeping, Snorlax does
Wakes
something
up.
incredible.
Okay.
Did you see the trailer?
No, I saw people talking about it, but I didn't look at
Dude, you
it.
gotta
I
watch
should
it.
have.
It's so
Oh yeah, we'll watch
funny.
it. We'll show it to you later. Maybe we'll record it. Like throw that in there.
Nah,
Joey's reaction.
Nah,
can't.
nah.
there's no way.
What's
We'll probably
next?
throw that in.
What's the next news?
Guys, Stranger Things.
Wait, we skipped something about Nintendo. The sports game.
It's too late.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll throw that in. It's Joey. You might like
What do you
this.
mean we'll throw that in? What are we going to throw
Do you,
in?
are
Right
you
here.
are you a
Oh.
fan of the Mario sports games? Do you like
Yeah, I am,
strikers
actually.
or baseball or
Well, they're
tennis?
releasing all of those in one game, along with horseback riding.
Like a
Is
new
this
game.
just like Olympics?
No,
Did they already do that?
I mean, kind of, but it's
baseball,
a game that
soccer,
Horseback riding.
tennis, or the golf,
Golf,
and,
yeah, and
horseback
horseback
riding.
horseback riding.
I mean,
Why
that-
horseback
It's a strange
riding?
one,
Why
but
couldn't they
I
do
mean-
basketball?
Basketball. They've never had Mario basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Did
It was
they ever have
called
a Mario-
NBA Street Volume 3 on the game.
Oh yeah, oh, yeah. You can get the Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so weird. Wait, but okay, they've never done horseback riding either. So
Yeah,
like
okay.
they're adding a new sport. And what is horseback riding? Like
What?
racing?
Look, that's beyond.
I
That's
think it
or
is, yeah.
like where you
Just
make
racing.
them dance?
I think it's
and, like,
racing.
jump over shit.
It's
I think
racing.
it's racing.
It's not equestrian. We're not in the Olympics.
Well, no,
Yeah,
I'll
that's
probably-
at the Rio
wait,
Olympics
and this
with
is
Sonic.
for what?
3DS. This is all 3DS.
Yes.
Do you
Have
have a
one
Wii
of
U?
those.
No, but I would rather play it on a Wii or a Wii U.
It's true, but like,
Maybe I'll play it on the 3DS.
yeah, it seems pretty standard. I think that it works better.
I think it's a great idea because like the tennis game and the new soccer and baseball games, like those aren't enough to make me buy a full game
Yeah,
for
not
it.
on their own. But I'll spend 2 days on each one,
Yeah,
and then I got that's like a couple weeks worth of
Yeah.
video game.
Sure. And I mean, it's also, I believe everything they announced today, they announced some new IPs that look not that great too. The new RPG actually looks pretty good that they've announced at E3 that they talked a little bit more about today. But
Yesterday.
all of the multiplayer games that they announced today do support download play. So you can play with other people with only one cartridge.
Interesting.
Sting?
Oh, so I can download it to my device and then give you the game.
So, like, if one person has the game, you can connect with a nearby 3DS and play that game with them.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, this has always been a thing that the 3DS
Tommy.
could do. You yawn every episode.
But not like that. It was full on like.
These things make me so tired. Why are we recording at 7 a.m. on Friday?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's true. Yeah, you could do that. I think the first one was like Star Fox 64's 3DS remake. But yeah, so it's just a cool thing so that not everyone has to have the game to play
Right.
it.
Wait, did someone say Stranger Things?
I did.
Which brings us to our next bit of news.
Deathstroke.
What?
What?
Stranger Things.
Which one are we talking about?
Someone pick one.
Make up your
Stranger.
mind.
We're already talking about Stranger Things, Josh.
Okay,
Why does your joke have to derail the show?
but we've also talked about Deathstroke now as well.
Okay, Stranger Things. So there was a
Season 2.
teaser. I mean, it was a graphic, basically.
Yeah.
It's not a teaser.
There's multiple graphics.
All it is, they went into that website where you can use the Stranger
Yeah,
Things
the Stranger
fonts.
Things creators went to
They're like,
that
oh, these people
fan-made
made it really
website.
easy for us. They're very happy about that. So they just went there and put season 2, 2017.
No, it was
Things,
season
whatever.
2 in the font,
Okay.
slowly coming in as
Okay,
the episode titles came across, and then it says in the fall of 1984, the story continues or something like that.
But when was the last one? What year was it?
1984.
It's still 1984.
Or it must have been 83 because there was a Christmas at the end.
Very good.
All right, I have to say here, and Joey, you're not going to like this.
Am I not?
There's no news here without talking about the titles of the episode.
Yeah,
No, there is news here.
say it.
And I'm gonna bring I'm gonna bring real life into it.
Oh,
IRL.
And actually, and that in itself, not even knowing what the titles are, that even is there's news from that.
all right, go say it.
Look, I can tell you right now, by the time this comes out, I don't know if I'm gonna want to watch this season 2, and I love season 1, and I'll tell you why. We're going too hard. We're pushing way too hard. You telling me the titles of the next season, when the show came out less than a month ago?
Like a couple months ago.
It was not a couple
It was
months
like
ago.
last
It
month.
was a month ago.
It was
Over a
like-
month ago.
It was over a month ago by maybe like a couple weeks.
Still, that's like yeah. I know. I agree. I
Is it
understand what you're
written?
saying.
Did you write it already?
Yeah.
Or are you
They-
just like, oh, I know what it's going to be about. Here's the titles.
The Duffer Brothers
When are
clearly
they
already
fil-
had
when are
the
they filming?
idea.
This is 2017. Let me tell you this. I watched today a Jimmy Fallon super cool millennial segment with the kids.
Wow.
And one, they are actually really funny, entertaining. And two, they look about 2 years older than they did in the show. So if this is taking place fall of the next year, ooh boy, I don't know. There was cracking voices. There was like
It's so that there's a Harry Potter situation going.
we
on.
got a real Harry Potter situation going on here.
Yeah, but
I'll
I
say
think
that.
people
Except
get
Daniel
over
Radcliffe,
that.
he did a good job of not aging. and I just don't know if I can say the same
He
about
did an awful job of not aging. His voice was cracking in the movie.
Yeah, but he looks
Him
like
and
he's
Rupert
still
Grint both.
he looks like he's still 17.
Today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Straight-
We've all
Just like
seen his
in his-
dick though, so it's like you can't really think about it.
Well,
that
yeah,
way.
he showed it to a horse, didn't
Yeah,
he?
he put it in a horse. I think. I think he got a horse job.
Wow. I think that's
What movie is this?
He did a
I gotta
live
watch it.
play.
There's a play
performance.
where like there's nudity in it and there's a horse or something.
It's literally just it's a 2-man show, him and a horse.
Is it really?
I think so.
Oh wow. Anyway,
Well, here's the thing. Stranger Things is going to get a budget enough to do multiple takes.
it's not about the budget.
Do multiple takes.
Well, you want it
Do you
to...
think they might be able to reshoot some takes if they don't get the good one they want on the first
Nope.
try?
This is a one
Yeah.
take pony.
If a kid's voice cracks, do another take.
Okay, what if he looks like he's 3 years
Makeup.
older?
Makeup.
Makeup. Let's get that digital in there.
Makeup, dude. It's not that big of a deal.
Look, it's and okay. Did you also hear that they're going for a big movie feel? Yeah, let's change up the feel of the really popular season 1.
Do you think they'll
That's
go
a
for a
great
big movie
idea.
That was
feel
a
like
big movie
maybe
feel.
E.T. or like
Season 1 was a big movie feel the whole time.
yeah,
I mean-
it literally felt like a Steven Spielberg like 80s.
And that's what it was supposed to. And then they already said, well, the Duffer Brothers released that this is actually called Stranger Things 2. It's not season 2, it is a sequel. And they're inspired by, what's his name?
Mad Max.
No. Don't spoil it for Joey.
Mad Max.
It's the
I did hear
episode 1
somebody
title.
is Mad Max.
Yeah.
So wait a minute.
But
Are all the titles?
No,
like,
no,
we
really-
thought that too.
I thought that was going to
Yeah.
happen when it said Mad Max. but-
Jesus, okay. It's you know what.
You
It's
want to
time
know what
do?
the second episode's called? It's the only one that's a spoiler.
It's a pretty big spoiler.
Is it someone dies?
You're
Quite
close.
the opposite.
Someone lives. Oh, someone's alive.
No.
Or
Someone comes back to life.
11 comes back.
No,
11
it's not
returns,
actually
12.
a spoiler.
Yeah, I mean,
11 becomes 12.
yeah, it's called 12.
11 turns 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even care.
They,
I mean,
in an interview, they referenced all these like 80s sequels that they're really inspired by, and it sounds like they're gonna do a really good job with
no,
it.
they're gonna fuck it up. I can tell you right now.
They're gonna fuck it up. I
Well,
can tell you right now.
This
when
is
it-
way too like you cannot.
It's surprising how fast it's
It's
coming out.
it is
yeah.
way too fast, and there's
But-
never been a show that when people start getting so excited about it right after and like want to know about the next one, it never turns out good.
Yeah.
But
It's
you
odds
don't know that they.
Because
I mean,
now
they
it's
already
about
have the
feeding-
titles. You don't know that they didn't already write this. That they didn't write the two of them together.
Right, but here's my problem. Season 1 is so good because it surprised everyone. We didn't see it coming. It was something that was like nostalgic but new for a lot of people. Now, season 2, it's either going to be the same, which is no longer surprising, which is no longer new for people, or it's going to be different, which has a chance of not being good. So
It's gonna be different.
I just, and the fact that we're talking about it this early,
Yeah, it's way too
Come
early.
on.
I mean, they're only putting out literally just a title moving towards the camera of
but all
Stranger
the
Things
and
season 2.
and I'm okay with that.
I mean,
but-
that's all they have.
Well, one-
and they just want to capitalize on the fact that people care now.
Yeah,
yeah.
but
What's
this-
wrong with that?
Because
It's
they're not,
way
I don't
too
think
early.
They're going to
It's-
care by the time it comes out.
Yeah, it's
It's how trends work. You forget them.
What happened with Orange is the New Black?
It died down a lot.
I haven't watched since the second season.
Same.
Because the show sucks. But I mean,
No.
the fan base was like really excited.
No, there's people that watch it, but it's not huge. Like everyone's talking about it. Like people are Stranger Things. That's just what happens with every TV show.
Wait, and it's not odd for a TV series to release one season per year. Like that's not fast. That's normal.
No. What I'm saying is abnormal. Is literally a month after it comes out. Which if this was on TV, you know, the end of the season wouldn't even be until like another month and a half. People probably haven't even watched the show yet.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't given them enough time, and you're already saying the episode titles
I disagree.
for season 2.
I think everybody's watched the show.
I disagree. I saw someone on Twitter say, "Fine, I'll watch Stranger Things today or maybe yesterday."
So it's working.
Oh, or did they say, fine, I guess I'll watch it since there's going to be a season 2?
No, they didn't. They said because people were hounding them to watch it.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, we can't treat this like it's. I mean, it's just like any other TV show that's good.
I'm okay with it.
You know?
I mean,
What if Leftovers did this? Would the Leftovers even do this? No, because why would they
well, no,
have?
because The Leftovers has integrity.
Right, right, exactly. It's just, I don't know.
I mean, The Leftovers is premiering late because it's not ready.
Right.
As opposed to, and they never said anything about any release dates because they knew they were going to take their time with this last season. And they're ending it on their own.
Yeah. I mean, this is just, it just breaks all the rules of, like, what we know about filmmaking, that, like, things can go wrong, delays can happen.
Right.
Like, don't start saying things
That's the
now.
thing. That's what I would say that's the most valid reason of why you don't do it.
Yeah.
Is because you can say something a year in advance all you want. Doesn't mean that in a year when it's time for that to actually
Yeah.
happen, it's going to happen.
And saying all the titles is like, what if you just,
What if you change it? Yeah.
Exactly.
Have you started filming that? The process of making a thing, there's so many changes that happen.
Right, exactly.
What if they already filmed it?
No, I doubt that.
I doubt it. Yeah,
and that
there's
would be
no
really,
way.
I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, they're.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Just-
it's. I think it's a silly decision.
It's a
I
power
think so.
move, but
I get why. I do understand why they're doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's popular, because it's hot. But
I trust
it doesn't mean anything until it comes out and those people either tune in or they don't. And just because you say season 2 right now, well, it's popular, does not mean that people will tune in a year.
Yeah.
That's going to be a very different story.
I'll tune in.
Guys, what do you think about this new teaser for season 2 of Stranger Things? And what do you think of season 1 of Stranger Things? And do you think that this
I
is
liked it.
too early
I liked
to be teasing the
I
next
liked
season?
it a lot.
Yeah, I don't like
Forgot that
that a lot.
Josh didn't like it.
I did love it. I just didn't like 11.
Well,
Well, she's dead now, so
she's not
I'm
dead.
pretty
She's
sure
in the
they
upside down.
heavily implied that she's
I
alive.
don't think she exploded.
No, that guy was giving her egos.
Yeah, she exploded, but she's in the
Nah.
up. She exploded into the upside down.
That doesn't make any sense.
Does the upside down make sense?
Make any damn sense.
Well, yeah, because I mean,
No,
they
because
go
the
through
flea-
a lot of trouble of explaining those.
Dude, because the acrobat and the flea.
Oh, fuck, you're right. I have no idea.
If the flea goes
She's
onto
a
the other side of the rope.
If they turn the board upside down,
Yeah.
Right.
now I get the upside down.
Dude, science.
Guys, Deathstroke.
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 What, are you okay?
The final
Guys,
stroke.
I'm having a death stroke.
The final. I was about to make a joke about it, except mine was going to be like the final stroke that kills you. You know what I mean?
The
You gotta
death
be precise with these.
Like
I
you-
literally just said I'm having a death
That's where
stroke.
your dick
Done.
explodes.
Okay.
The death stroke.
The death masturbation stroke.
Yeah.
Okay. So it looks like we have Deathstroke will
Wait.
be the
That's not
confirmed villain of either Batman or Justice League.
Batman.
We have no confirmation
Batman.
as to
Batman.
which.
No,
it's
it's I
Batman.
heard Batman.
It's Batman.
His movie, his next movie,
His next movie is Batman.
Solo.
Well, Ben Affleck tweeted this.
His next movie
I
is
thought-
Batman.
I didn't see the tweet. I heard a secondary source, I will say, but I heard it's Batman.
Which secondary source was it?
Don't even remember.
It wouldn't make sense for it to be Justice League anyway.
Why not?
Because Superman could just fucking rip his head off in 1 second.
I don't know. He could be a minion.
It's Batman, dude. It's Batman.
I would say if I were to guess, it's Batman. Still, we don't know, but probably.
Wait,
Batman.
do we know villains from Justice League?
We do know one.
Lex Luthor.
No,
Probably.
he'll probably be
I
part
mean,
of it.
he'll
But
probably
no, they've announced one of the. It's the Demon guy.
The Demon Kane.
It's the Demon King. Yes.
The Undertaker
the
doesn't join him. His brother.
Well, then they're done.
Oh, yeah, it's all over.
Do you imagine if they did like Justice League versus
WWE.
WWE. Hey,
That
on
would
the
be-
WWE network, anything is
That
possible.
would be insane.
Have you seen John Cena meets the Scooby Doo crew?
Oh yeah, Archer's been on it too, right?
He's been on
He's
the
been
actual
on the
show.
WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Well, it's
a
not
start.
Archer. It's
Who's
the
Archer?
actor.
He's
Oh, really? It wasn't actually.
But I mean, he's not playing.
right.
He's
right.
playing himself.
But I just mean they have a relationship. DC.
He's
and,
not playing Arrow.
WWE.
Well, it's funny that you bring that up because the DC that handles Arrow is different than this DC that handles the cinematic
Right.
universe.
Yes. So
Right.
this
Who's fucking it
confirms
up now?
yet again.
The
Tommy
cinematic universe.
brought up earlier that the Deathstroke that is in Arrow is not this
It's a
Deathstroke.
different Deathstroke.
I mean, it could be the same Deathstroke,
What
but
does the
it's not
Deathstroke
because
do?
that one's
He has a
locked in a dungeon. Did you watch Teen Titans?
Yes.
You remember
Oh, he was
Slade?
he was Slade?
They called him Slade in Teen Titans because Deathstroke was like too much for a kid's cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
But in the comics, his real name is something Slade. Like Slade is his last name. Yeah.
Why don't they just?
Did they ever figure out who he was?
No, I think it ended before.
Before they
ever
unmasked
did,
him.
and then they brought it back, but I heard it's shitty now. It's
Teen
like
Titans Go.
yeah, it's like too kid oriented. Where the other one was like
They have like
There's
the
something
whole
to get
like
out of
small
it.
body, big head like
Yeah.
art style.
yeah, which they would do in the other show, but it was when
That was when they're like yelling or something.
yeah
like,
when they
all
were like
cartoon,
make a point, like it worked.
and then
really
another
well.
person's like,
yeah, exactly, and it worked really well, but I guess it's too much.
yeah,
And that's the whole show.
Anyway, about Deathstroke. So this is a ballsy move on their part because Deathstroke is not only maybe the most iconic, beloved DC villain.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
yeah. Fuck
Besides
the
Lex
Joker.
Luthor or the Joker. Okay, the
Yeah,
Joker.
so maybe like the third best, or like
It's one of the biggest villains,
sure, yeah, no, he's a big villain,
villain.
but I think
like of all time. Like Marvel doesn't even have any really good big ones.
Wow.
And he was in the Teen Titans cartoons, and he's in the CW's Arrow series, and both of those are like really, adequate adaptations of Deathstroke.
Is he sort of like he's sort of like a mastermind though, right? Where he'll send minions after you.
no, Deathstroke
Like
is
smaller.
a fighter.
He does.
Yeah,
He's an assassin.
'Cause I
type.
feel like in Teen Titans he wasn't. He was more of like.
Well, yeah, they had to have a horde of bad guys.
But that's
to
what I was
beat
thinking.
up,
Like,
yeah.
would they do that now? Would they have like
Probably.
he's the head and then he sends like his guys after Batman?
He's probably gonna have a crew because Batman has to beat some people up.
yeah. But so Deathstroke was the character that they used to really sell Arkham Origins. I don't know if you remember in the first trailers of that, the whole thing was like, oh, it's Deathstroke, like he's the main villain, and everyone was like, oh shit,
Yeah, Deathstroke is a big deal.
yeah, because people really like him as a villain. That game turned out to be subpar compared to the other Arkham games.
It's made by a different studio. so-
Yeah, but
So
yeah, so like as far as the Batman fan base, Deathstroke is a big deal for sure,
so this is a good selling point
and has not been done in
the live
cinematic
action
universe.
Right.
Yeah.
True. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's a good selling point.
Right.
For me, it's disappointing because it's just something else I like that's gonna get fucked up.
What is the? Do we have any idea what the timeline for this movie is, or like where it is in relation to Justice League? And
Does it
whatever
matter?
other
Does it
movie?
matter? There is no timeline.
I guess it doesn't matter. You're right.
My biggest question is it before or after Suicide Squad, where he's already caught the Joker,
Yeah.
and apparently the Joker is dead in Batman v Superman.
Is he?
So they allude to that kind of, that like he already caught the Joker and like something happened to him, and then because remember the Bat's suit has like all the ha ha ha's written all over it.
Yeah. Maybe.
Wasn't that at the end?
Maybe
though?
he
Like,
catches him. I mean, but he catches the Joker a lot, and he escapes, and he
Yeah,
just catches him, right?
That's true.
I mean, so maybe that's what they mean. But honestly, they probably just have no fucking idea,
Yeah.
and they're just like, I don't know. Hopefully, people won't figure out that we're bullshitting the
Do you guys
timeline.
remember at the end of Suicide Squad in that really great revealing after credit scene where he asks Viola Davis for the information on the other people who he wants to go, because he lost his password to his computer where he had all that information.
Wait, was that who said that? Was that us last week? No, someone. I heard that on a podcast.
Maybe.
What you just said. Because he already had the.
Literally
The
had
USB
videos
drive,
of
yeah.
all of
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and then but he got the information after. How did they not like put that together?
I think DC is
Oh,
like.
it was PMI.
Was it PMI?
Yeah,
Oh, that might have
it was
been it.
PMI.
And then also, earlier on in that movie, the Flash is in it, catching that guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's one of the pictures that she shows him as of the Flash.
So what's your point?
He would have already had to talk to him.
Maybe the Flash is working for
No,
himself.
the Flash caught Captain Boomerang.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Captain Boomerang and Flash are like longtime rivals.
Yeah, but the Flash doesn't get his suit until after he meets Batman.
In the Justice League trailer.
Yeah. They literally don't know what their timeline is.
This is going well.
I like this is so I mean, it takes like 5 minutes of thought to be like, oh, that doesn't make sense. Like,
well, DC probably is just like, here, you three guys go write the Justice League movie. You three guys go write Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Like, just do it.
is there any way that they, in the like Justice League, they like explain all the timeline shit?
No.
Or like the whole movie is.
Well,
about,
the Flash
let's
can-
not forget time travel is a factor.
Flash
but
can time travel.
Still,
It's no. Even if that is what it is, it's too messy right now.
yeah, it's way
you gotta
too
clean
messy.
it up.
All right, guys, we have
Flash-
to get into our next topic.
The Flash
Yeah.
time travels into Batman's dream
That one
in
time.
Batman v
Yeah,
Superman.
in a really confusing, convoluted way that most people didn't pick up on for good reason. We have to move into our next topic, and it's kind of a big one also, and we do have another big thing to get into after that. So let us know what you think about Deathstroke
big
and the
things.
new Batman.
Faster.
Two big things. Let's go.
Come on.
You may have seen a lot of people are really upset at YouTube right now
Oh, we're talking about this.
because
I didn't know.
What do you think the big thing was?
they have been removing monetization from a lot of big YouTubers and other smaller YouTubers that we're just not hearing about for infringing on terms of use in regards to what videos can be monetized.
Right.
So basically how this works is there are guidelines as to what videos can be monetized, and those include things like you can't swear and you can't talk about violence or sex or drugs and stuff like that. And certain advertisers opt into advertising on videos like that, but most don't. And so now what is happening is a lot of YouTubers are getting notified saying, oh, this video or this video is being, we're removing monetization from these videos because they do not adhere to these guidelines as to what our advertisers want
Did these guys?
their products on.
Yeah. So ultimately, people who are, paying you to put their advertisements on, can, choose who they want to pay to put their advertisements on.
Right, which is understandable.
So were these terms already in the contract? Or?
These terms have always existed.
Well, have they always, or was this? Like, I thought it was like a year or two.
Not like forever,
Right,
but
right.
like this has been around for a long time. What's happening now is that people are actually being notified about it, and it's being brought to a lot of big YouTubers' attention that this is happening. And so,
Yeah, I think
all of that aside, and the fact that this was always a thing, I think it's worth talking about that swearing. Something as little as swearing, like if we say "fuck" right now, we maybe can't monetize this video.
Yeah.
Well, then why did you do that?
Shit.
Stop it! Stop!
Damn it!
No, guys.
Okay. Well, this is okay. So
Penis.
I heard about this from Philip DeFranco.
Philip
yesterday.
DeFranco
I
really
think he was sort of
exacerbated the
yeah.
whole thing. Yeah.
It happened to him, and he like started talking about it, and then a bunch of other YouTubers have kind of said like, "Oh yeah, this happened to me a while ago. Didn't really know what to do about it. Didn't speak about it." And he looked further and found that actually a lot of his a couple other videos of his from, the past couple of years had been flagged, and monetization was removed from there as well. And so he just found that out. And his whole argument is like, if we let advertisers, we can't let advertisers run what we say, or like if YouTube starts
Content
saying,
on YouTube, yeah.
but see, like he goes into like the whole like, oh, PC police, but that's really not what this is about.
Yeah, it's
this
not.
has absolutely nothing to do with being politically correct. This is what advertisers have been doing since day one. I mean, this is what before advertisers got a hold of TV and even movies to a certain extent. Like it was, you could do whatever, and then advertisers are the ones who are like, oh, we don't want our product represented in that way, so they put the lockdown on them.
Yeah.
Because that's where the money's coming from. This has always happened. This is always from the beginning of time. This. Oh, sorry.
It has always happened.
Yeah, it's always happened.
It's always happened from the beginning of time. This has always happened.
Ever since someone first wanted to sell something and had the money to tell someone else to help them sell it,
Yeah,
this is what's
And
happening.
they said, hey, I'm fronting the money. We're going to do this my way.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening here. But I do want to say this. It is important to remember that, I mean, we want to say like, oh, advertisers we don't want them to, or we're angry that they are censoring us, I guess you could say. But in reality, I mean, I would say that, it's not directly related to YouTube because, okay, let me say this. I think the outrage here is that YouTube is supposed to be the place where you go, that's not TV, that's not a movie.
It's HBO.
It's not even HBO, if you can believe it. Where you can say whatever you want. But those same people, I'd be willing to bet that they also would like to continue making money off of, the site.
Right.
But the money is coming from those advertisers who, it is true that they're the people who use those products. They probably don't want to have associations with people who are just saying whatever they want. Mm-hmm. That's just the way people are. So it's important to remember that the advertisers are doing it because their audience doesn't want them to be associated with those people. Mm-hmm. So don't necessarily be angry at the advertisers or even YouTube. Be angry at the people who care what associations products have.
Don't be angry.
Well, I mean,
or just don't be angry at all.
It's a three-way responsibility.
There's a lot that goes into it.
It's on all ends, even four-way, with YouTube being its own entity. YouTube advertisers, creators, and viewers all culminate in what the most profitable outcome is for all parties.
Right.
It's naturally it works out that way. So the problem I think with it is that why are we moving away from this type of content as viewers, as creators? I guess that's where it starts, as viewers and creators. And what does that mean for other people who do make that type of content, who can't get the ad revenue to support their channel, yet they're talking about important things like an example we brought up earlier, like rape culture, and bringing things up that are important to people to hear, and maybe they're not hearing that elsewhere, but this person who's making this video doesn't really care to make the money off the video, sure, because it's important to talk about, but also that's their thing and that's what they do, and their livelihood comes from that. Right. So it's when we can't talk about those type of things that they don't, you're halting discussion about some important topics. Not in every case, but in some cases.
And that's why, I don't know, I have such a problem with this because YouTube isn't directly halting that discussion.
Right.
You can still have the video on YouTube.
Just can't make any money off it.
Can't make money off of it.
Yeah.
And
it becomes not financially viable to have an important discussion.
Right. And to that I want to say, it's hard because my example is Philip DeFranco, because that's who I heard it from, so that's who I'm relating it to.
Yeah.
Who I've heard many times use the excuse, it's business. Mm-hmm. He says it. People complain about his clickbait titles, and he says, "Hey, if I wasn't using these, I wouldn't get the views. This is how you get the views."
No.
He understands business very well.
Yeah.
But
so he should.
But guess what? With this. You can't have it both ways. Yeah. You can't say, "Hey, it's just business."
It's business for me.
Yeah, but when business isn't good for him, then there's a big problem. We need to change it.
Yeah.
No, it's all business. There's good and bad. That's why. You're never gonna win with it.
Yeah. I was actually. Someone was talking about this recently, but completely unrelated. Before this all happened, I was listening to a podcast where they were talking about kind of a similar issue, but within gaming journalism, and why isn't there hard-hitting, legit gaming journalism? And it's because people watch the top 10 lists. People watch the fluff pieces about gaming and stuff like that, and now it's all personalities and podcasts and top 10 lists and stuff like that, and there's no people going to, say, Konami and asking them the hard-hitting questions, what happened with Kojima and stuff like that, because it's not being supported.
Right.
And it goes hand in hand with that, where it's like, whatever you're watching, that's what's going to be supported. That's what's going to get the ad revenue. That's what advertisers don't care about the content. They care about what's being watched.
Yeah.
you can
And they care about-
support a murderer on YouTube. If he's getting billions of views, they're going to advertise on him.
Well, no, not necessarily. Well, because this
Clearly
was
not.
my point. Because
Well, no, but people aren't. That's why.
no, but what I'm talking, the reason why they're changing, why advertisers are now saying no, we don't want to support that, is because they get backlash.
Lashback.
Backlash from their like, supporters for their product, saying, "Oh, why are you being represented by this specific person? He talks about these things. We don't like those topics. Those are controversial,
Right.
Whatever." So then now they're like, "Oh shit, we don't want our money to be affected."
Yeah.
So now we have to then go to the people that are using our ads on their videos and get only the ones who our customers will be happy with.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's the
Like
business part of it,
if in this fantasy world where people in the billions are supporting some YouTube murderer,
Right.
then advertisers would absolutely get behind that person.
If everybody loved them, sure,
Yeah.
probably.
Exactly. That's what I'm
I
saying.
mean, people advertise for Trump during his things.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
yeah.
But isn't this whole story that like advertisers aren't going to be advertising on those people even though they're getting a bunch of views?
Yeah.
It's
but here's the
because
thing.
They don't support.
It has to do with who the advertisers are, too.
Yeah.
There are plenty... it's interesting. On SourceFed and Philip DeFranco, there's a lot of... an advertiser that comes up a lot is Adam and Eve, which is like a sex toy place. And so I wonder if, and like, how can you run a sex-related business and care if people are swearing and things like that?
Right.
So...
Yeah. Well, that's
So
like I
it's just
said.
about-
Like advertisers can opt into these like blacklist keywords, basically.
Right.
So if you have sex, drugs,
Rock and roll.
cocaine, like whatever in your tags,
Yeah.
then certain advertisers can opt out to having their advertisements on those videos.
I think the solution here, get more of these so-called dirty advertisers, and by that I mean the ones who like swearing and just general filth,
Yeah.
and get them to advertise.
You can get a lot of like dick growing pills, things like porn sites, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's sort of the solution
Yeah.
here. It's like, fine,
Strangely
advertisers don't want us, then we'll find advertisers that do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
and they will.
that's really the best you can do. As for if this is the end of YouTube, no, because apparently this has been happening for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, H3H3 did a video this morning about it, saying that they were completely unaffected by this, of them getting it, and that's because 2 years ago they made a video that was reacting to another video that had some sexual content in it, and in the tags they put like sex. It was like the surprise blowjob challenge that they were reacting to or something like that. Yeah, so they had like blowjob in the tags and sex and all this stuff.
Whoa. What is this challenge?
where do I sign up?
We didn't get any deeper than that. But they had noticed that they weren't getting very much revenue from it.
Right.
And so they contacted YouTube and they found out like, oh, it's because there are certain buzzwords that advertisers opt out of. So they've actually known about this since then. And that's why they were completely ineffective, because ever since then they stopped putting those tags.
So there is a workaround.
Yeah.
And it has to do with the tags, which can be hurtful to someone trying to post videos, because those are very like,
those
you
are
put sex and
those are
things
hot
like
keywords,
that. Yeah, those are hot keywords, but it will get you monetized. So
Right.
I think that's the sort of workaround for now.
Yeah.
Is definitely
Yeah,
keep it clean.
so that was like his advice, which I like somewhat disagree with.
it's not a solution. It's just
he said like, just like avoid those, and then also like, again, the issue, what if someone is getting all of their sex education on YouTube,
Right.
and now they can't find that because there are no tags exist for it.
Yeah, and all fun. Yeah. Yeah, this definitely isn't the end. It's definitely a problem that I think a lot of people are very focused on right now.
Yeah.
So I really think you give this a month, couple months, and this will not be a problem anymore.
Yeah, the Internet Creators Guild is on it. They've been tweeting.
Also, like, and this is good advice from someone like Philip DeFranco. I've heard a couple people say it. a lot of monetization, or a lot of the sort of profit that people make on YouTube actually doesn't come from the monetization of their videos, but sort of either doing promotions specifically for a company or selling merchandise. And so moving away from relying on your monetization on YouTube is a very smart idea right now. Just use your fan base to make money in other ways.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's like buy merch, Patreon. Those are always good ways to do that. So if you want to head over to Redbubble, we have a Cena for Smash shirt on there. You can buy. Hopefully, maybe one day they'll make a new Smash game.
That's almost like the coolest thing to have, because 0 people will understand what that means. Like a very few.
Yeah.
That's
so
hilarious.
anyway,
you want John Cena in a Super Smash Bros. Game?
Yeah, but it was when like we didn't know who was going to be in it.
Yeah,
and it was like
it was
voting.
yeah. Cool. So we need to move into our next segment, which is a new kind of experiment that we're doing. We announced it last week that we were going to be watching a movie. This was Tommy's pick. We all had to watch this movie.
It's
and
not my fault, guys. I apologize.
We're going to discuss it.
And it's a Netflix original movie, as they claim, called...
Well, I mean, I think we have to talk about that, too.
It's not.
It's called The Little Prince. It's an animated picture.
It's got 2 animation styles in it.
Yeah.
Which is
It's
very
got
cool.
3 animation, and then it has...
Kind of like a
these-
sketch, like
it's
kind of stop motion.
It is stop motion. I looked it up.
Stop motion.
It's stop motion, and which I like a lot.
Yeah.
A little background. I'll give you a little background.
Oh, I was
It's
going to
based on a story,
Yeah.
a French story, from I don't know, a long time ago, and then
Les Petites something, whatever Prince
however you
is.
say Prince, yeah. And it was the book. Okay, so are we assuming that they watched the movie?
Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to watch the movie.
Spoiler?
Last week we told you to watch
Yeah,
the-
so yeah, we are talking for full spoilers here.
Okay, so the book, the children's book, The Little Prince, is the parts of this movie
That are
are stop motion.
Right.
That is the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then everything else is sort of creating
A story around
for the
it.
movie.
Yeah,
it's a
I
story around it.
assumed that. I also wanted to say before we get into it, this movie was originally slated for a theatrical release and was dropped by the publisher a week before it was supposed to come out in theaters. And it was like a big company. It was like Universal or something.
Yeah, well, I know it was bought at Cannes.
Was it?
I think so.
Yeah, one of those
I
festivals.
want to say it was
something.
bought at. It was
Yeah.
purchased at Cannes.
Interesting that
after
it went to festival.
Well, who
Has a huge
made?
cast.
Oh yeah, because it's sort of more independent.
Sure.
Who's the crazy dude who plays him?
Gervais.
No.
Oh, the Aviator.
Yeah,
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges. So Jeff Bridges was he was the first person that they got, and he really helped with getting the rest of the cast.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. And you could tell he liked doing this movie. He
was-
did
I mean,
really good job.
yeah, I thought he did a really
he
good
was
job.
really good in it. But yeah, anyway, it was picked up by Netflix later on when it was dropped by the publisher.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why it was dropped. I mean, maybe they weren't expecting a huge return on it. I don't think it's super popular now, even since its release on Netflix.
I will tell you this.
It wouldn't have made box office.
You sure it never had a release?
No,
Never.
it's
Because
a Netflix. They're
because on their page it says that the movie cost like $70 million to make, and they've made $93 million on it. So I'm not sure where they're making that money from.
Netflix
if it
bought it
wasn't-
for
maybe
93.
Netflix buying it or something.
Netflix doesn't release their numbers.
Well,
They would never
because
tell us.
whoever bought it to publish it initially
Well, maybe they purchased it
eventually
for that much?
dropped it, but they're not going to get their money back.
No, I don't know. I don't remember how they made their money, but they made more money than they spent. So
Yeah, hey, at least they turned a profit.
Perfect.
So we already started talking about it a little bit. Jeff Bridges, what did you guys think performance-wise
Oh, performance. I thought
From Jeff
everybody did.
Bridges.
from everyone?
No,
Sorry.
only Jeff Bridges.
Oh, a couple people might have phoned it in a little bit.
Who would you say?
James Franco.
James Franco definitely did.
He was in it for like a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of actors were in it for like a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. wasn't his character was talking at one point, but then stopped talking.
The fox.
Well, it was
Also?
the fox in the story talked, but
And
the,
then the real
stuffed
life-
animal one didn't.
Even though he was alive.
Though it did move. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that
well,
fox
that was like her imagination, right? That whole sequence.
was it?
Well,
As soon as she jumps in the backyard and the plane's all constructed,
yeah.
that's
It's
not
so
really
weird.
happening.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
That's
that's
sort
meant
of
to be.
her looking up and like using her imagination.
Right, like
So-
getting it. She's understanding the moral of the story now.
Right.
Although it took like too long for that. That didn't need to be like a 20-minute sequence.
I mean,
When
that was
she
sort
goes
of
there?
the.
Yeah.
Well, she had to find the little prince. That was like the whole.
Mr. Prince.
Who was the little prince?
Right.
Squeeze me. But
Paul
no,
Rudd. Paul Rudd might have found it in a little.
I thought Paul Rudd was really good. However,
He was
I do have a note about this.
While you're looking for that, let me remind of the really funny parts with the fox when when everyone's like stomping on the feet.
Oh yeah,
And then he
the
like
fox
tries to
stomps
do
on
it,
the
and like
feet.
he's too light to make a difference. And then when they're trying to like ruin the machine, she's like throwing water on it, and he just like picks up the bowling ball that they use from the other thing.
knocks the dude out.
Yeah,
Oh my
he
God.
knocks the guy with the bowling ball, and then he uses it to like throw
Just
on the
crush
machine.
the
machine.
Like they keep using that.
When he knocks that guy out, I was like, damn, that's like weirdly morbid.
I thought it was,
Yeah, they
there
killed.
was,
I
like-
think she killed like 3 people in that sequence.
Okay, so it was weird that the little prince grew up to just be Paul Rudd, his character that he plays in every movie. It's like literally the same character.
There was. It's actually funny that we talk about like she killed people because you remember when she's looking through
In her imagination.
right. Well, she's looking through the pennies and she like cuts her finger on the sword. She's finding the
Yeah.
toys, and then she sees the blood. I thought like, oh, and then she tastes it.
murder
I
of
thought this was like, yeah, this is first blood, like the first taste.
Yeah. I thought the art style was really beautiful in
Oh, it's
the
amazing.
in the stop motion parts.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought
Great.
the other animation was a little weird, though. I think like their body shapes were weird.
That's like just a classic like
I felt like,
Despicable Me.
yeah,
yeah,
it was like too
type.
typical.
Yeah.
But that's why I liked that they did both. I thought it was really interesting that they used both.
True.
I don't know if that's ever been done. Not that I can think of.
Yeah.
But like the
Star
it
Wars
flows
Episode 5.
very well.
It has live action and stop motion.
I'm talking about two animation styles.
Oh, sorry.
And theirs look shitty anyway. So.
Yeah. No, it looked really beautiful in the stop motion
Yeah.
parts.
The transition was great.
Really cool to see that. I thought most of the performances were really good. I really liked Jeff Bridges in it a lot. I think he was the best part probably. And whoever the boy is, and
The Little
apparently
Prince?
the Little Prince,
Director's son,
he was really
not
good.
an actor.
He was really good.
Yeah.
Director's son.
So apparently,
It said
I-
introducing
Yeah.
and his name.
Yeah, so apparently what happened was just for like while they were writing it and sort of figuring things out, the director and Jeff Bridges, they used his daughter as the director's daughter as the girl.
Yeah.
The girl. What's her name? Like they don't have names, right? There's just
No-
like,
nobody
Yeah,
has
it's just
names.
the aviator, the
What was she?
mother,
The girl,
the
the
girl.
mom.
She's the girl.
the
Yeah.
girl. Okay, so the girl was his daughter, and then the little prince was his son. Well, just they would just like do the voices so they could figure out, the writing and all that stuff. And apparently they couldn't find a kid that was better than his son,
Yeah.
but his daughter got too old,
Oh.
and they had to use
Oh, that's
somebody
sad.
else. Yeah,
Yeah, but understandable. But yeah, no, I thought he did a really good
Yeah,
job.
so
I
did
really
I.
liked the Little Prince. Let's talk about the story.
all right.
You okay?
Does anyone have anything specific to say, or
Um,
I do have things to say.
I can
so.
say something.
Okay.
I feel like there was a lot going on with it, like a lot of different messages
Lot
to
of
take
metaphor.
away.
Literally,
of-
first thing,
lot of
thematically completely inconsistent.
Yeah.
Well,
So many different things going on.
I was like confused at some points, and was like,
Like,
It
what
was-
is the point? Like, there's like at least 3 or 4 different messages that are like in it that I'm like, which one of these is going to tie up?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because in the beginning, there's a very strong. I want to say Christian.
Oh yeah,
Um,
and I'm pretty sure the book
message?
is a Christian story.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But then, towards the end,
I literally put God question mark.
oh, it's definitely religious.
Yeah.
But then towards the end, when what's the book? There's some book that she's looking at when the evil dude is like saying, okay, you read this book, and then
it's how to be
efficient.
efficient.
How to be efficient.
An
And then-
adult grown up.
yeah, and then like
Yeah.
she says, oh, how am I supposed to? I'm supposed to learn everything from this one book.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh wait, that sounds very like anti-Bible. Like,
Yeah,
not
but,
everything's in
but
a
that's
book.
also, I think that's just meshing with the other theme they had of like the growing up too fast and the like too structured of life and forgetting how to be a kid or whatever,
Right.
which was, I think, a conflicting theme that they had. But there was one like little kind of like nugget of a theme that like came up every once in a while that I think it played out, but it wasn't as satisfying as I would hope it would be when I first saw it. And it was when he said he was with the rose and then he met the fox, of like relationship dynamics that was, I thought, really like cool and like not something you see a lot
We're
in
talking
children's.
about like taming the fox.
Right. And he says like, oh, you've tamed me, so now I need you.
Yeah.
And like how needing to separate in that moment, and then even before that when he has to leave the rose who like seems too needy or whatever, but because it just wasn't, the little prince was not in a place where he could give himself to someone else at a young age,
So he didn't understand.
and the narrator Jeff Bridges in that moment says like, oh, he had to leave so that he can come back later,
Yeah. Because
so he could grow up.
right, the timing wasn't right. Yeah, no,
They touch on it briefly, and I would have loved to see a lot more of that, because I think that would have been the most interesting part.
yeah,
that was
And it
the best theme.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when they were talking about his relationship with the fox and like taming it, it was making me think of like all sorts of things.
Oh, yeah.
about just like humanity and like what we do with animals and like
Yeah.
how
Those were definitely the
our
best
perception
parts,
of them.
but and I think they're personifying all these things too, like
Yeah.
that. Those that exists in human relationships as well,
Right.
Of the whole taming, like, oh, now I need you, and I feel like I can't leave or whatever, and like,
right, and about how we like, even to the extent of there's so many humans, but like they become important to us once we like, I don't know, get to know them, or like,
right.
I don't want to say tame
It's
them
the-
because that's kind of weird.
well, yeah, that's how they said it because it's a fox,
Right, yeah. Yeah.
But I like those parts. Like when I think about them, I'm like, I love the movie for those parts. I really, really wish they just did more with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that, and I didn't like the whole like you need to be a kid and be imaginative theme, because most of the time when they were going over that, I was like, this is bad advice.
I don't know if it's
but
bad
I think
advice.
the ultimate message is that, like, if you try to tie all of them in together, it's that you're a child and you don't have to worry about these things that adults do,
Yeah.
because you don't have the understanding and like knowledge or relationships that you have to have in order for those things to even be meaningful.
Yeah.
So like, just be a kid.
Yeah.
Just worry about having an imagination and doing what you want, and everything doesn't have to be so structured yet, because you don't have the understanding anyway.
Right.
So I think that might be what the message was. I don't know if that really came across as easily.
I think that's a pretty good like kind of culmination of all those things.
Yeah.
They could have wrapped it together better.
Yeah, I think
made it more seem like more concise as to how they all fit in together, and they like tried to do it with her relationship with the aviator, because like, oh, she was like sad because like he had to go, but like she felt like she was quote unquote tamed or whatever, like she needed him,
Yeah.
and like all those things. But I don't know, maybe there was a more, I guess, appropriate way of doing that, I guess, with like a little girl and like maybe someone she could connect with on a more personal level. So I don't know, for me that didn't really it didn't satisfy that theme for me.
No, I'll agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like the writers had a lot of ideas, and
Yeah.
like they're obviously really good at writing, but they just should have stuck to maybe one less idea.
Right, yeah. To have all of those, and I mean, I'm sure having the concise story of The Little Prince in its original form in the children's book, all of those themes exist, but just kind of in the background, and they're trying to bring those to the forefront here,
Right.
and really like spell them out for you.
So as far as like, I mean, I can see why this has such a high rating, critically, but if you think about this as like a kids movie and like a child watching this,
Why?
I feel like I would be so lost. Like
Yeah.
I would not understand anything that's happening.
Yeah, I
Like
was-
what? There's like a rose in the clouds, or like is that the rose, or what? Who's the rose? Who's
the rose?
I don't know. I feel like a child would like. Besides, like it looking very
The rose was literally
cool, I
the
guess.
rose.
Yeah, it's not a
Like,
kid's
but
movie.
like the story wise, I don't think they would understand really. At all.
I understand, like, I think it's a cool lesson to teach to a kid. It's a lot, and I think it's just mostly the movie didn't do a great job of making it very clear.
Right. A little more clear.
Yeah,
But I like that it was ambiguous and there's a lot of metaphor. I think it would have, if you went in the opposite direction and you gave too much and it was too just like heavy-handed with the message, I think
Yeah.
that would have been a lot worse than it is now.
yeah.
So I think going more metaphor is better than not enough,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah. I do gotta say, I really enjoyed it.
No, I enjoyed it too.
The parts that I liked, I really, really liked. And then just some other parts fell a little flat for me.
Yeah, I'll say that.
Should we come up with a scale?
Yeah.
A fan-geared scale?
Yeah. How many fans?
how
many
many
gears?
How many cogs?
Well, no, cogs are our fans, not
Sorry.
the,
This is cogs are our fans.
not the unit of measure.
All right, blades.
Blades.
A blade on a fan.
Yeah, but like,
Oh my god!
so like, how many cogs on the gear of? Like,
Can't they
with
just be
a total of
gears?
5?
Can they just be gears?
Gears is in the title.
But like a one-cogged gear is like pretty useless.
So we have a gear, and we want to say out of how or like
How many cogs are on the gear?
Okay,
Out of
and is it
5?
100.
Let's do out of 10. 5 is too hard. Because what if
Let's
we
do a
lot?
20-point scale.
Okay,
with,
that's
with 0.5s.
20 point with 0.5s.
Well, no, so it's
like
10.
a 40 point scale.
No, so it's 10. So 1.5, 2.5. That's
Oh.
a 20-point scale.
But you said okay.
20 points.
Okay.
So that many cogs.
I want to say
I got it.
8.
Okay.
8.5.
We'll say 1.
I'll say
This-
8. I'll give it 8, just because I really don't have anything to put it against because it's the first
Yeah,
one.
I guess this is the first
so
one.
8. I'll be a little conservative.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 7.5.
Interesting.
Just because I was a little confused, but I mean, it looked really good.
Yeah, for a beautiful art style and for maybe some of the best lines I've heard in a children's movie, with the whole taming thing and and with the relationship with the rose. I'm gonna give it a 9.
Wow.
A 9.
Definitely
yeah.
very thought provoking. I'll tell you.
Yes,
that. Like,
yes.
you
Yeah,
can't
absolutely.
get away without like trying to figure it out. Even in the trying to figure out what's going on, there's a lot of thoughts that
All right.
have to occur.
Now, Joey,
Yep.
did you bring a movie for us
No,
this week?
was it my turn?
We did talk about that, but I am ready if you are not.
Okay, because okay, you know what? You better go because I have one, but I don't know if it's within. I don't know if we're allowed.
We're probably
Is it
allowed.
a porno?
No, but
Okay,
it is probably the worst movie that has ever existed.
Okay, but have you seen it?
No,
Okay, yeah. So that is the guideline: is you can't have seen it, and it doesn't have to be Netflix, right? Like we can probably just find
Yeah.
any movie, right?
yeah, it might not be free though.
Why?
I think it's on VOD.
No, but you can't. But we can
You can
probably
find
just
it.
find.
Yeah, no, we'll get a VOD, right?
Yeah, VOD.
Yeah. I'll get a VOD.
We'll
okay.
just do yours first, and then we'll talk.
All
about
right.
mine.
So I'm
What
going
was
to
it
go
supposed
with.
to be
I actually don't know if you guys
didn't
have
do
seen
Wait,
this.
why
so
don't you
maybe-
just do yours?
No, I need to do more research. Go ahead.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
so I don't know if you guys have seen this. I know I haven't, and I've always been like on the cusp of like about to watch it, and then like something will distract me. So I need something to force me to watch it because I know that I'll probably really like it.
Oh wow.
So I'm going with a bit of a classic here, and that is Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that?
No, and it's the same situation.
Yeah, so-
actually, same situation.
that's what I'm choosing.
Okay, good. That's good
Yeah.
because that's one that I've always meant to watch, and
Yeah.
then like Yeah. Okay.
I've seen basically every other one of his movies, and I love them.
Okay.
So,
All right. Yeah. I'm game.
yeah. So, this is probably going to be.
How do we
His
find that?
movies are not for
It's
everyone.
supposed to be real weird.
His
real
movies are
fucked up.
weird. If you have you guys seen 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Nope.
I don't know if I have seen the whole thing.
That's like the sci-fi-est of sci-fi movies
Yeah.
of all time. Like literally, you can watch that entire movie 10 times and not know what
I've
you
seen
just
that
saw.
that very first
Like the
the
Tree of Life?
fade from the bone to the.
Yeah,
I've seen that like maybe 20 times.
yeah, and that's where the dun, dun, dun,
Da, 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 da.
that's where that
from
comes
Buzz
from.
Lightyear.
Right.
From the Buzz Lightyear movie.
All right, so we are watching A Clockwork Orange this week, and we'll be discussing that next
Tommy's
week, or at least
excited.
attempting to discuss it next week if we
Terrible.
can figure it out.
Yeah, we'll see.
So that's my
It's
choice.
gonna take so much brain power.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, okay. Do we have time for our two other segments?
a 10-second review.
Well, what about the rest of
I
what
don't
you're
know
doing?
what you're doing, dude.
That was technically what you're doing. And we're about an hour 10 here, so
I hate
All
this
right.
now.
Tommy,
All right,
your
10-second review. This is gonna be a 10-second review for a little flick called "Don't Breathe."
here on
Ooh,
NPR.
and he's not going to breathe the whole time he does it. 10 seconds.
10
Take your
seconds.
breath
Can you
now.
do it? All right, Tommy, are you ready? Go.
So this movie has a lot of ups and downs. The ups are okay with the suspense. The downs are pretty down. The story is way too straightforward. I thought there was going to be a twist, and there wasn't.
Stop.
And
Wait, can you not breathe?
You also spent a solid second and a half doing that breathe in.
Breathing right at the beginning. So,
Not sure why you didn't do that before.
already disqualified.
So if you got anything,
I don't know
from
what
that,
I got.
Cool.
you guys
Eric?
never get anything from my review.
No, normally I do. This one I was paying attention to if you were breathing or
Yeah.
not. So I couldn't.
Just watch it back. You'll probably learn something.
I mean, it's pretty good as far as
Okay, 'cause
modern
Eric's-
horror movies go.
I've heard positive reviews from everybody except for somebody I follow on Twitter who was like, "Oh, first half so good, and then the second half was just bullshit."
I agree with that. It drags. They like escape and then get caught and then
the
escape.
10 seconds means nothing.
They like escape and get caught like 3 or 4 times.
Well, I'm genuinely curious. Okay.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching this episode of the Vanguard Podcast. We will see you next week. Make sure you watch A Clockwork Orange and tweet us your thoughts on the movie at Vanguard.
Yeah, and tweet us your dick pics.
You can do that if you want to. And we'll see you next week.